In today's episode, we'll do a princess nail design using our brand new styling powders in Princess and Bling. Hi, my name is Connie, and this is a channel dedicated to the art of nail styling. In today's episode, we'll focus on a styling called the princess nails. So let's get started. The products we'll be using in today's episode are gels in Take Your Time, Builder Clear, Self-Leveling 110 Porcelain, and Cover Pink. Perfect Base, Tip Top Top Coat, and Acid-Free Primer. The tools we'll be using: cuticle number 9-bit, cuticle number 3-bit, 100 to 180 grit file, 180 to 220 grit buffer, a mandrel and the 240 sanding band cap, purple forms, 2-in-1 gel brush in size 6, and the Aquarel Sting Brush. Other things that will come in handy are purple cleaner, wipe-off cleaner, effect powders in Princesses Don't Work, Yes Bling, and Express Bling, a crimper, and a dotting tool. Princess nails are one of the hottest trends out there, loved by thousands of women all around the world. They've been all over social media platforms like Instagram for a few seasons now. There are different methods of achieving this style. For example, you can take a milky or a milky pink gel and mix it with a nail effect powder. You can also shade the area by the cuticles with a powder. You can work with gel or gel polish. There are so many options. So today, we're going to show you our favorite technique. Before starting any work, we must remember to disinfect our hands and put on disposable gloves. Then disinfect our client's hands. Before we get down to the manicure, we need to prepare our file by smoothing its edges with a buffer to avoid cutting our client's skin. Once the file is prepped, we use its 180 grit side to shorten the edge of the natural nail plate. Then we round it so that it has no rants or square edges, which could get in the way of applying the form. The length of the remaining free edge should be between 0.5 and 1 millimeter. We dust off the nail with a soft brush. When shortening the free edge, don't push the file under the nail. Some clients have a protruding hypernychium, and what is that? It's an overgrown nail bed that is partially dead but partially still alive. So filing it would simply be painful to our client. We do the same thing with the second nail. We shorten the free edge with a steady movement of the file, remembering to round the underside of the nail. We buff the nail plate with a mandrel. Its pin is very short, which is why we don't insert it fully into the head of the E-file. We pull it out about 1 millimeter, lock the head, and put on the 240 grit sanding band cap. We set the speed of between 6 and 8,000 RPM and place the mandrel parallel to the nail plate. We work gently without pressing it down. By the cuticles, we work parallel to the nail fold. We also smooth out the lateral walls. We turn our client's finger, pull the left part of the wall away, and work on the other side. We dust off the nail with a soft brush. Another method of buffing nails is using a 180 to 220 buffer. Remember that the nail should be buffed along the whole surface and no shiny spots should be left behind. To remove the cuticle, we'll use the cuticle number 9-bit. We set the E-file speed between 10 and 15,000 RPM. We use a sweeping motion to work on the left side of the nail wall. We turn our client's hand gently and pull the side walls with our index finger. We work on the eponychium parallel to the walls and remove the cuticle working with the E-file against the grain. We push the cuticles on the other side of the nail in a similar fashion. When working with the cuticle number 9-bit, you don't need to use a cuticle pusher. The bit will help you do the work you would normally do using that tool. What comes in handy here is the bit's truncated cone shape. It helps you speed up your work and expose the nail fold, allowing you to clean it from the cuticle skin. We change the bit to cuticle number 3 to remove any remaining cuticle and clean the nail in more detail. Working in a sweeping motion from the center towards the bottom, if we want to use this bit to clean the other side of the nail, we must change the direction of the rotation on the E-file first. It's time to prepare the nail plate. We wipe the entire surface of the natural nail with a pad folded in half and soaked in purple cleaner. We use the acid-free primer, applying it as if we were using a regular nail polish. We apply a small amount of the perfect base, and using the 2-in-1 gel brush number 6, we massage it into the nail, keeping the buff texture still visible. We apply the base coat to the other nail using the same method. We cure everything in a lamp for 30 seconds. It's time to prepare the form. We cut through the upper part of the wings, roll the form, and place it under the natural nail. We check if the form sits tightly against the nail. If there are gaps, we need to cut the form to match the free edge of the natural plate. We cut it in one move, from left to right, watching out not to squish any other parts of the form in the process. We then apply the form under the nail, but never under the hypernychium. We stick the sides of the form to the finger, then close the front wings and then pinch the end. We cut through the sides, directing the blade of the scissors outwards. We insert the blade gently at the point where the natural nail starts and cut around 5 to 6 mm at a slant angle to free the fingertip. Then we adjust the angle of the form and close the second and third pair of wings. This is what a correctly applied form for an almond shape extension should look like. We'll build the base structure with the Take Your Time gel. We use the gel brush number 6 to pick up a small amount of the gel and spread it around the natural plate. We pick up another bit and place it on the stress area. Using the tip of the brush, holding it vertically, we spread the gel to the free edge of the natural plate from one side to the other. We spread the gel flat down to the desired length and shape. Then, placing the brush vertically, we use the tip to even out the edges of the structure, creating what's called a picture frame. We cure it in the lamp for 60 seconds. We take the dotting tool and peel off the frame from the form, from one side and the other. We crush the form with our fingers and push it down and away from the nail. We pick up a small amount of the self-leveling 110 gel in porcelain and apply it around the lunula. We dip the tip of the Aquarelle sting brush in the uncured gel and use it to pick up some particles from the Princesses Don't Work powder jar, then place them around the cuticles. We cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. We pick up a small ball of the Builder Clear gel and apply it to the decorated area. We cure in the lamp for 60 seconds. We then pick up a small ball of the self-leveling gel in porcelain and apply it to the area below the decoration, creating a slip layer. We pick up a bigger ball of the product and place it at around 4 to 5 mm below the cuticle line. Using a pulsing motion, without pressing down on the brush, we spread the gel around the entire nail. We check the upper arch using the Aquarelle sting brush if needed. We delicately shade the gel towards the cuticles without concealing the princess effect. Then we turn our client's hand upside down to even out the apex and the upper arch. Again, we turn our client's hand over, check all the curvatures and cure in the lamp for 10 seconds. Using the crimper, we clamp the nail in place and cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. We use a pad soaked in wipe-off cleaner to remove the sticky layer. We start the filing process from turning the nail into the desired shape. We take a 100 to 180 file, hold it parallel to the nail and work on the sides straight, then slightly on the curve. We shorten the nail a bit and even out the free edge. We even out the area around the cuticle with the rounded side of the file and buff the hairline of the nail fold. Keeping the file at a 45-degree angle, we file the apex and create the upper arch. We even out the nail using a bottom to top motion and round the sides. Placing the file at the end of the free edge, we take away any excess product and form the width of the hairline. We create the side edges looking at the nail from the side. We lift them up slightly to the level of the side edge of the natural nail, then we round them. We buff the whole surface and even it out with a 180 to 220 buffer. Now we can safely remove the cuticles and even them out with a buffer. We dehydrate the entire nail with a pad soaked in wipe-off cleaner, not forgetting the underside of the nail. To finish off, we cover the nail with the tip-top top coat and cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. This is what our first rendition of the princess nail styling looks like using the Princesses Don't Work powder. We'll do the second nail in our princess nail manicure using a slightly different method. We'll combine Cover Pink gel with Blink Effect powder. Pink and Blink, truly a perfect pair. We dehydrate the nail using a pad soaked in purple cleaner in order to remove any moisture from the nail plate. We apply the acid-free primer just like a regular nail polish. When applying the acid-free primer, you don't have to wait till it evaporates, unlike working with an acid primer. An acid-free primer works like double-sided tape, leaving a sticky layer that makes the gel stick to the nail plate. We apply a small amount of the perfect base and rub it in using the 2-in-1 gel brush in size 6. We rub it in so that you can still see the buffed surface of the nail. We cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. We start preparing the form by cutting through the first wings. We grab the form using our index fingers on the bottom and thumbs on the top, roll it, and apply it under the nail. We place the form with the corners down, checking if it adheres to the nail plate evenly. We can see there's a gap on the left side, so we grab a pair of scissors and cut out the form to better match the shape of the natural nail. We start cutting from the right, twisting the form around. Right-handed people will start cutting from the left and left-handed the other way around. Once the form is trimmed, we apply it under the natural nail plate. We keep in mind that the form must be rolled, as a result the tunnel will be nicely shaped. We don't place the form straight on or force it forward to avoid hurting the client. We stick down the sides and connect the first bottom wings. We make sure to stick them together evenly. We cut into the side from the right and left, holding the scissors facing outwards. We start the cut where the natural nail plate starts to grow out, directing the blade down at a 5 to 6 mm slant. We cut the other side in the same way. We cut off both sides and adjust the form to the free edge of the nail. Then we close it, adjust the angle of the form, and close the second and third set of wings. Such application of the form will make its shape ideal and the tunnel even. We pick up a small amount of the Take Your Time gel and spread it around the natural plate. We pick a slightly larger ball up and apply it to the stress area. We use the tip of the brush to spread the gel, first to the right edge, then the left. Then we place the brush flat and spread the product to sculpt the desired shape and length of the nail. We use the tip of the brush to create the so-called picture frame to ensure the base structure is thick enough. We cure it in the lamp for 60 seconds. Using the dotting tool to detach the form from the structure, we peel it off from underneath the nail. It's super important to always take the form off by pushing down. By pulling it up, you can lift and break the newly created base structure, and that's something we don't want to do. We take a small ball of the Cover Pink gel and spread it down from the cuticles to the middle of the natural nail plate. We will apply our decorations onto the uncured layer of gel. To create the princess nail effect, we'll be using Yes Bling and Express Bling powders. We dip the Aquarelle Sting brush in the uncured gel, dip it in Yes Bling and Bling Express powders, and apply from cuticles down to the middle of the nail plate. We place the particles densely so that there are no empty spaces left. We cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. We then apply a small amount of Cover Pink gel halfway down the decorated space and spread it down all the way to the free edge. We shade it gently to make the transition smoother. Then we pick a bigger ball of product and place it at the bottom of the decorated part, around the stress point. We spread the gel all the way to the free edge without putting too much pressure on the brush. We turn our client's hand over to form the upper arch. We then turn the hand back, check that no product has flooded the cuticles, and cure in the lamp for 10 seconds. After that, we use the crimper to form the tunnel in a pulsing motion and again put the hand in the lamp, but this time with the crimper. We cure for 30 seconds. Again, we apply a small amount of gel to create a slip layer. We pick up a larger ball and use it to fill any areas lacking in product. We remember to shade up towards the bling effect area. We cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. We secure our design using the Builder Clear Gel. We pick up a small amount of product and create a slip layer from the cuticles to the apex area. We pick up a smaller ball of gel and cover the bling effect area with it. Then spread the gel down to the tip, checking the placement of the apex and the upper arch of the nail. We can overlay it slightly if there is such a need. We cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. Using a pad soaked in wipe-off cleaner, we clean off the sticky layer from the entire nail. It's time to work on the shape. Looking at the nail from above, we sculpt an almond. At this point, we use the 100 grit side of our file. We keep the file parallel to the axis of the nail, file the side, and then narrow down the tip. We repeat these steps on the other side. We shorten the nail slightly if necessary. Then we work on the hairline and the nail fold. This time, we use the 180 grit side of the file. We remember not to put too much pressure on the file as we can file through the product. We place the file at a 45-degree angle and work on the apex and the upper arch of the nail. We work on the walls using a pickup motion, that is from the bottom to the top, then round it at the end. We file the width of the hairline by keeping the file straight at eye level. Time for the edges. Look at them from the side. We lift the edge of the extended nail to the level of the natural nail edge. The edge should run straight down the fingertip and become rounded at the end. We file both sides the same, making sure the edges are at the same level. We buff the entire surface of the nail, then wipe it with a pad soaked in wipe-off cleaner. We add shine with the tip-top top coat, checking the light line and cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. And we're done! This is what our second princess nail styling looks like in all its glory. Which princess nail version has stolen your heart? And that brings us to the end of our episode. Let us know in the comments below if you've fallen in love with princess nail stylings and if you'll try to recreate today's look on your clients' nails. Thanks for watching. See you.